Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Starcraft 2. Funnily enough, real-time strategy games are something I have spent probably half of my all-time playing video games at, and they really don't show up on my YouTube channel because I tend to make videos of entirely other things. And I have not been laddering in Starcraft 2 since Wings of Liberty days, actually. I haven't. I've been playing things like the co-op missions in Archon mode, various arcade games, and I still watch a whole lot of Starcraft 2 tournaments actually. I still do. I really enjoy the game. And I used to play a lot of Brood War way back when. So I decided to play 15 unranked games. This is not ladder, this is unranked. And you get to see replays of 3 of those games in this particular video. And yes, I did go 12 pool in every single one of them. And I will get back to that point in just a moment. Because this was kind of brought on by the fact that I have been waiting for Dawn War 3 for the last 6-7 months. Wanting to play RTS so badly. And then Dawn War 3 comes out and it's making it very difficult for me to actually play. But enough of Dawn War 3, let's talk about StarCraft 2 and stuff. Now, I do understand, you know, basics of this game. I know what various units do, how you're kind of supposed to use them, all that stuff. However, from a mechanical point of view, actually doing all of that is a very different ball game in StarCraft 2. And my mechanics ain't up to par. It's like, can't remember all the keys, all the hotkeys, and so forth. It's like, okay, how did this stuff actually work in this game? Like, what am I supposed to actually press buttons and so forth? You know, all of that stuff. And that's also one reason why you're watching replays instead of, you know, me talking while I'm playing, because frankly, I would be quite quiet, silent for most of that, because my mechanics aren't just on par to really do both commentary and actually play the game at the same time. Like, I can do that with various games when I get comfortable with the game. I am not comfortable yet with StarCraft 2. Maybe I will eventually be again. Maybe, who knows, maybe I will be. And yes, I am a Zerg player at heart, and before you ask, my favorite unit by far is Hydralisk. I love those in Brood War, even though they were completely and utterly useless in Zerg vs Zerg matchups and so on. But it's still my favorite unit by far in the game. And now it is actually better than it was during Wings of Liberty days, which is fantastic. I may do pure Hydralisk builds eventually down the line. We'll have to, you know, see if I really want to play more StarCraft 2. And please let me know in the comment section, would you like me to show off all the StarCraft 2 games I play? Like, because I plan to play my placement matches and do some laddering, that's for sure. But do you folks actually want to see those? Do you want to see me fail and you know, try to learn this game again? Do you? Come on, let me know. This game is kind of over now, by now though. As you can see, I am in their base and such, so we can move on to the next one. Next game. I actually land against the same exact person a second time in a row. Basically, right after the previous one, I get into this one, and it's the same person. And I let them know in the chat what I'm doing. This is going to be a Zergling rush. I'm doing the same 12 pool for all of these 15 games I played. Let's talk about that 12 pool right now and why I'm doing it. I'm doing it firstly because I have no idea if 12 pool actually works. No, I haven't seen it done in any tournament games or anything of the sort, so I was like, okay, does this actually work? Does it do anything? And how does it work? Because as I said, I'm practicing mechanics, and one reason why I need to talk about this stuff right now, because avid StarCraft 2 fans out there have been screaming at this screen for previous 3 minutes in the previous game as well, watching my minerals climb up really high and stuff, right? I don't want to expand. I want to practice basic mechanics. Keybinds. Actually, you know, macro, like basic macro. And this 12 pole. Like, how do I optimize this 12 pole? How many overlords do I build before the spawning pole, you know, goes up? So I still have the 3 larvae left over to build 6 zerglings as soon as the spawning pole goes up. Right? Do I build this queen right away? Do I delay the queen? Do I, instead of doing a queen, do I do another hatchery? That would be another thing, but here I have been trying to, for these 15 games, go for a queen instead of making a second hatchery. Like, these kind of little things. Now you know that the enemy did scout my base. They saw a very early spawning pole. And the fact that if they boxed my drones, they realized that I didn't make any drones. So it is that zergling rush. I still have the 12 pole going with all the zerglings heading into their base. And with a build like this, the thing is, I do have to actually do early damage, because otherwise I am way behind in economy anyway. And, well, they still only have that one zealot. 2 gateways, 1 zealot. I told them what I'm doing, and they still have nothing. Which was kind of odd to me, like, yes, you scout me, but do something with the scouting information, and I even let them know at the start, it is the same 12 pole. Of course, you don't have to believe me, but let's move on to the next one. Game 3. Now, I would right away say that this isn't a workable build for actual ladder games. Because, well, I played 15 unranked games and I won 4. That is not a very high win rate. But it also has to do with my own mechanics and lack of them. And also the fact that I was winging this build as I was going on, figuring out, okay, what's the timing on various things. Such as being able to build those 3 overlords before the spawning ball, you know, finishes, so that I get a full 3 larvae on time with the spawning pole to make 6 zerglings. And one of the reasons I do not want to expand with this particular build, you know, make a second hatchery, is because, well, I have to do critical damage with this build to actually win the game. To begin with, that's what rush builds are supposed to do. If I make a hatchery, I still do not have gas coming in. I do not have the drone saturation for even 1 base, you know. So I have to do critical economic damage to the enemy to even be on even footing with somebody who has actually been producing workers and such. So yeah, one reason not to build a hatchery, and I am not seeing an optimal way to get a hatchery going, right? I was like, if I'm looking at my mineral income and spending rate during that early period of time where my spawning pole is coming out and so on, and where I am now churning out links and queens and so forth, I'm still not really seeing a point where I can just purely go into a hatchery, because I don't have enough minerals to do that. Finally I have. Now I would have enough minerals to go for the hatch. So yeah. Anyway. This is where I noticed, if you have been paying attention, you have seen that pylon before. It was like, I was looking at the other places, and then I look at the minimap and like, wait, there is a blue dot right there. Am I being cannon rushed? Of course I'm being cannon rushed. And a couple of zerglings down there, and okay, there is cannons covering my expand, which is interesting placement of them. Like, okay, well that means you probably don't have much of anything at home. And if I go have a look at your base, now as my zerglings are there as well, I can probably, you know, do the critical damage and actually win the game. Because that is some odd cannon rush. Like, no high ground cannons, and he's putting the cannons down on the other side instead. Like, instead of coming towards my base, he's building them towards my natural expansion. And I have no intention to expand, even though I do have a point. And here I'm like, alright, well, let's unpower the forge, because you don't seem to have even cannons in your home base. So if I unpower the forge, that's kind of the game. Now let me know in the comments below if you want to see my placement matches and stuff. Thank you very much for watching.